Fulham's highly impressive unbeaten run has now reached historic proportions, but there was little satisfaction to be had here. Tossing away a 2-goal lead in a position of absolute control to draw with local rivals Queen's Park Rangers made this feel like a defeat. It's certainly a result that will lengthen the odds on Fulham overhauling Cardiff City to take second place in the straightforward route back to the Premier League. They are destined for the playoffs and, as we saw last season when they lost in the semi-finals to Reading, there are no guarantees there. Goals from Tom Kearney and Lucas Piazon gave dominant Fulham an iron grip on this West London derby entering stoppage time at the end of the first half, but they zoned out to allow Massimo Luongo to have the deficit in stoppage time, and that was the confidence boost QPR required. The superior side after the break, they equalized through Pavel Lek following an horrendous defensive lapse by Dennis Odi. The fact that dropping of 2 important points was self-inflicted made it even harder to take, and such was Fulham's slipshod second half. They almost lost it late on. Nonetheless, this was a club record 16th match unbeaten in the Championship and only the 4th draw within that sequence. It is this magnificent run of form that has propelled Fulham into the promotion mix, and it lives on. Fulham: Betty Netley, Fredericks, Ream, Odi, Targett, McDonald, Kearney, C. Fonte 79, Johansson, Piazon, at 69, Mitrovic, Arsazenyan, Oho 79, substitutes not used, Button, GK, Christie, Norwood, Kamara. Scorers: Kearney 32, Piazon 45. Booked, Targett, Mitrovic. Queen's Park Rangers: Smithies, Furlong, Onauha, C. Lynch, Bidwell, Zalek, Lunongo, Freeman, Manning, Cousins 74, Ez, Smith 69, Smith, Washington 69, substitutes not used, Ingram, GK, Baptiste, Perch, Osai Samuel. Scorers: Luongo 45 plus 3, Zalek 81. Booked, Luongo, Cousins, Lynch. Referee, Chris Kavanagh, Lancashire. Attendance, 23,347. By reaching 16 unbeaten, they exceed the 15 unbeaten achieved by Kevin Keegan's side in their 1998-99 promotion campaign from the old second division to the first. Maybe that will prove an omen yet. It wasn't exactly surprising to see QPR set up with 8 or 9 men behind the ball. Although the visitors' confidence had been raised by wins over Sunderland and Aston Villa this week, the prospect of facing Fulham, their slick passing game and long unbeaten run giving them a certain aura, is a daunting one. But Ian Holloway's master plan to stifle Fulham's threat through 2 banks of 4 and a quick press was almost ruined inside 4 minutes. When Alex Smithies pushed out Kearney's effort, Ryan Sessegnon was on hand to tap home the rebound, only to be flagged offside. Correctly, as the replays showed. Fulham grew more and more into their familiar passing rhythm as the first half wore on and the chances eventually started to arrive. Aleksandar Mitrovic, successfully handled by QPR's centre-backs for most of the match, saw a shot deflected over the top, before Sessegnon headed directly at Smithies. On 32 minutes, the pressure finally told. Stefan Johansson advanced on the right and tucked a pass infield to Kearney. The captain had 3 options to his left, but, as the Rangers defenders willingly backed off, he swept a marvelous left-footed shot into the bottom corner from 25 yards. At times after that, Fulham lived up to their Barcelona of the Championship nickname. Their incisive passing, especially involving Sessegnon and Matt Targett down the left, Kearney and Piazon willing outlets, was outstanding. From one such passing move, and there must have been 20 passes at least, Mitrovic prodded wide under pressure from a Targett delivery. Their second arrived on the stroke of halftime and from another nice passing move, this time on the right. Kevin McDonald slipped a through pass into Ryan Fredericks, who surged into space behind Jake Bidwell and cut back. Sessegnon, with superb presence of mind, teed up Piazon to sweep the ball home. There hadn't been much going forward from Rangers, for whom Matt Smith was a largely redundant target man in the first half. Their one chance came when Targett's crossfield pass landed straight at the feet of Lelek, his eventual shot forcing Marcus Betty Netley into action for the first time. Yet deep into stoppage time, with Fulham switching off after their second goal, Rangers grabbed a lifeline. A Luke Freeman free kick some 35 yards from goal was knocked down by Smith, and there was Luongo to control with his head, slam home and reignite the contest. Remarkably, that was the first goal Fulham had conceded at home in the Championship since January 2, a run of 9 hours and 3 minutes. As the snow swirled, the second half was a far more even and scrappy affair. There was a greater confidence about Rangers and their large contingent of fans in the Putney End responded. Fulham even started to make errors defensively. A loose clearance allowed Luongo to play Smith into the clear inside the area, with Betty Netley racing out to make a crucial block. More and more passes went astray for the hosts, and QPR sensed their opportunity. every forward thrust adding to the tension inside the ground. Freeman looked certain to score from just a few yards out, but Odie managed to stick out a foot and block. Fulham might have sealed it when Mitrovic, completely anonymous in the second period, was played through over the top, but Smithies beat him to the ball, Floyd firing the follow-up wide. It proved costly. For reasons known only to himself, Odie dawdled while trying to play the ball out of defense and had it nicked off him by Willock. All the Pole had to do was break through on goal and his finish was unerring, a crisp shot beyond Betty Nethley into the corner. Fulham's bench and supporters watched on in utter disbelief. It might have been worse. Betty Nethley saved late on from Bidwell and honours were shared.